Hey everybody, I'm just Q, and I'm back with some more 7 Nights Rebirth. Today we will be doing a priorities video. I had some people ask me about like how do you go about setting your priorities, what are priorities. Some people don't know, they are just starting the game, so I mean they wouldn't know. So I just wanted to go and do a video about priorities and setting those skill priorities on a raid boss. So that way you can effectively farm your gear when you're sleeping, because sometimes like once you get it on repeat, it just takes a while. Sometimes it takes a while depending on if you're doing like 10 runs versus like sometimes upward of 200 runs. Like it's just going to take a minute. Even if you're clearing the boss fairly fast, it's just going to take a minute to do hundreds of runs. So let's dive right on into this kind of guide. So we're going to be doing the Ox King. So as you can see, I have my Ox King crew here. I'm going to be using Espada, Daisy, Lena, Evan, and Karan. And we do have some substitutes if you want to go more free to play. So in terms of DPS and Espada's place, you can swap her out for Sniper, or Snippy Wheat as I call it. You can swap her out for Sniper. And then for Daisy, for the buff removal, you can swap her out for Black Rose. So those would be like your free to play options. If you also don't have Lena and you wanted to use a second healer, you can use Yui or you can use Karen. Just kind of depends which way you want to go, but both of them have a revive. She has a heal over time. She also has a revive. So, but hers is more of a single target heal. So let's actually go ahead and check that. Yeah, see, single ally. Yeah, so there you go. So just gotta kind of keep that in mind. Got a single ally heal there versus with Yui, her heal right here, all allies, and it's a heal over time. So it's a continuous heal and it's a physical damage boost. So just, you know, pick whatever you think is best. I mean, you also have Lucy here. She can heal all allies, so that's also another option. Just forgot to throw that in there. So just kind of depends on what you want to go. But if you have some legendary heroes, obviously, you know, they'll make things better. But just wanted to go over the free to play options, and you know, obviously, if you have some legendaries, those options. Other than that, let's hop right on into the priorities. So it's going to be in the repeat battle settings, because obviously you're going to be autoing the fight. So hop right on over to skill priority, and let's start looking at this. So in terms of both free to play and pay to win, or if you just got lucky and you got Daisy versus you're using Black Rose, they're always going to be first. So for the Ox King specifically, when you're literally farming, your buff removal is going to be the first priority every single time, because he's going to summon those red boils and you need to just nuke them and get them out your way. So that's always going to be your first move, this buff removal move, or buff removal skill. So going into second, depending on your level of like skill and how far you've gone into rating, you know, higher tiers, you know, the one we're on right now is the 8th tier. I haven't yet practiced on my 10th, which is where I'm at right now. So I'm just going to do this on level 8. And I mean, I'm fairly fine. So I don't think I need this long of rotation, but we'll explain it here in a second. So you do your buff removal, you can go straight into your shield. But if you're doing a higher difficulty, you can move this around so your heals can be a little bit closer together if you really need them. But buff removal first, I'm going to go straight into my shield. After my shield, I'm going to use this right here for magic vulnerability, and then go straight into a buff over here, and then bam, straight to my nuke. Now, I don't think I need this longer rotation, but this is just how I'm doing it. After my nuke, I still have a heal set up, and then I have Karan's heal set up as priority 7. Now, if the rotation goes fully around, and say for instance he resummons his boils, but this is off cooldown, and say the next number in line would be Lena's heal, it's going to prioritize priority 1 over priority 6. So just to let you know, so you don't have to worry like, oh man, I still got 6 and I have 7, and then it's going to do that one. But Q said I need to get rid of those red boils really fast. Like, no, don't worry, it's gonna prioritize priority 1 or anything lower, you know, over 6. So just in case, I don't want people to worry. So this is our rotation: buff removal, shield, magic vulnerability, buff, nuke, and then heal. So also a thing to note, as you can see, I don't have his single target heal, I don't have his stun, and I don't have her damaging skill clicked. If you don't need them, just try not to prioritize them, so that way you just don't have priorities out there just for the sake of having them, you know. I mean, even though yes, your highest priority is going to be prioritized, it's just if you don't really need them, just leave them out. It's just a clean priority rotation, honestly. Like just leave them out the rotation. Trust me, it's better for you. So this is what we're gonna go with. Let's see what we got this on. We got it on 2. Let's just set it to 1 because we only need to go through this one time so you can see it. So, but yeah, skill priorities. Let's go ahead and start this so we can explain it as we go through it. I went ahead and turned the fight down, so hopefully you guys can't really hear him because I actually did this video once before and the Ox King was louder than I thought. So so as you can see, he's gonna do his first move, bleed, and it says summon red boils, I think it said. And there go his little minions. And then now we have Daisy. She's gonna pop her buff removal and completely nuke him. There we go. We want to get those out the way. Now he pops his bleed, but this is why we have Karan in here. Karan has the bleed immunity for the team. We've got our shield. So I mean, in my Evan, he has pretty high transcendency, so I feel pretty confident about his shield. And we got magic vulnerability, so I mean we're just lining them up for a nuke from a Espada. I don't really need this buff honestly, but we're just going a roundabout way just to show you how you would do it if you really need as much power as possible, because on the higher levels I think I'm gonna need it. Bam, complete nuke, he's done. So that's like a not even a full rotation, to be honest. So there we go. Curious what we got actually. Weakness, hit chance, crit rate. I can't use that. Maybe I probably can't use that, but there we go. Don't know why the little thing isn't popping up like in terms of like damage numbers, but whatever. But that's how you do it. That's how you set your priorities. I just want this video to be quick and sweet, a nice little guide you can kind of watch back and forth, you know, just skim all the way through, make sure you understand it. The one last tip that I have for everybody is we're going to go back to raid here. If you're going to do a higher level, what I recommend doing is going through that level, like I'm going to go through on number 10, and see when do you need something to proc. So that way you need to jot down, obviously for Ox King, Daisy, or Black Rose, buff removal. That's always going to be your first priority. That's always going to be your first priority. And then I would recommend, if you are using Evan like myself, that should always be second, you know. But if you're not using him, then just be wary and know when to put on your healing over time, you know, at your higher levels. But those are the only two that might be the same every single time, is your buff removal and your healing or shield skill for number 2. Just be wary of damage. But after that, you need to go through the fight and say, hey, this is what I'm using and this is why I'm using it. So this needs to be 3, this needs to be 4, so forth and so on. And then just jot it down. And then once you have that, come back into it and then just test it out. So that's how I go about setting my skill priorities. And then I just watch the fight back, see how consistent they are. And I get more, you know, just get more confident over time. But sometimes it's trial and error depending on how high you are into the raids. But that's it. I hope everybody has liked this little quick guide, little quick video. And remember, stay happy always. I will see you all in the next video. Peace.